Good morning, Year 3, Wednesday, 27th January's reading lesson. So we're going to continue working on the Matthew Dragon story, and today we are going to look at the writer's use of language. Can I explore the writer's use of language? So why has the author chosen certain words, and what's the effect of using those words? And we're going to work on our dictionary use today to find definitions of the words. So has anybody noticed my backgrounds that I have behind me? This is part of the story where Matthew and the dragon have gone into the garden. So that's why I've chosen the background we have behind me this week. So we're going to read through the text in the red box and we're going to answer the question. The question says, what does the word fierce mean in this text? So in our chart below here, we have the word fierce in the sentence that it's in. Let's highlight that word there. And as you read the text, we're going to find the word fierce and we're going to do the chart filling in the 3 columns. The text reads, "It leaped. Matthew shouted in terror as the diving black shape knocked him to the ground, trapping him under one fierce paw. He was caught. He couldn't move. He stared up horrified into the gleaming yellow eyes, the grinning mouth full of pointed white teeth. The cat crouched, triumphant, gloating. First it would play with this creature like a tennis ball, and then... Right, so did you find the word fierce in the text? It was in the second sentence, wasn't it? It's in the third line. Here it is, here, fierce. Okay, what is the word fierce describing? It's describing a fierce paw. Now, where do we find paws? We find paws on animals, don't we? So from that noun paw, I know that he's trapped under some sort of animal's paw. So we're using that sentence to help me just define fierce. What I think it means, I'd put in the first column. So if it's going to be a fierce paw, it's an animal. If an animal is considered to be fierce, they're probably wild and dangerous. That would be my first thought about what I think the word fierce means. And then I need to find a dictionary definition. So I'm going to use the online dictionary to help me. There we go. So dictionary.com, and let's go into the search bar and write in the word fierce. Search for that. It comes up here. It tells me that it's an adjective, and I can have an ER suffix or an EST suffix. I can have fiercer and fiercest. And then it tells me underneath what the meanings are. There are a few meanings, so I have to read through the meanings to decide which one applies to us. Okay, number 1, menacingly wild, savage or hostile. And it says underneath fierce animals. Well, that's possibly the one we want. Let's read on to check. Violent in force, intensity, and that says fierce winds. Well, it's not a wind, is it, we're looking at, so we won't worry about that one. Furiously eager or intense, like fierce competition. Oh, I know, it's a fierce competition when people want to win, and it's really intense, and it's a fierce competition ahead. Who's going to come out as the winner? That's not appropriate for the sentence that we're in. And then extremely bad or severe, like a fierce cold, a really strong, fierce cold that's making you really poorly. So a really extremely bad cold. That doesn't fit for the paw. I think it's the first one, menacingly wild or savage or hostile. So let's go back to our box here. The dictionary definition is wild. I'm going to put wild and savage. You could put the whole lot. I'm going to put wild and savage for now. And then you're going to have to think about what the synonym could be. What's another word that you could use in that sentence that would mean the same thing? Well, actually, because it's an adjective, the dictionary does tell you a couple of words here that are also adjectives. So that could be the synonym. Let's just check. Let's use the word savage. And let's check. Matthew shouted in terror as a diving black shape knocked him to the ground, trapping him under one fierce paw. So if I was to change the word fierce to savage, does it work still? Trapping him under one savage paw. Yes, it still works, doesn't it? So that's a good synonym for this particular sentence. So by looking at these words and looking at the sentence as a whole and the word the author chose fierce for a reason. They really wanted you to feel that the paw that Matthew's actually trapped under is not a nice animal. It's paw. It's going to be a wild animal, a savage animal. It's going to be a wild animal with the paw trapping him underneath it, and he is not in a good place. That's why he shouted in terror. Okay, your turn then. Using the online dictionary if you need to, or a dictionary from home. I'm going to complete the vocabulary task today. Green core task, you have got 4 sentences in your grid with the 4 keywords having been put in bold. They are snarled, contentedly, gloating, and blotted. I'm going to find them in the text and think about what it means. Use the dictionary to find a definition and produce a synonym if necessary. A synonym that's necessary to put in that same sentence that would mean the same thing. Extension, I'm looking for some antonyms, please, for each word as well. And the simplified version, we've given you 4 different simplified words to find out today. We'd like you to work out what do you think it means, and also get us the dictionary definition today. Okay. So remembering you can have a look at the story online in YouTube, The Boy Who Grew Dragons. Chapter 3 is available on the link for chapter 3 is available on your timetable for today. Tomorrow, Thursday, we're going to be looking again at Matthew's Dragon. And then Friday, look forward to Friday, because we get to finish the story on Friday. We want to know what happens next to Matthew and his dragon. Does this cat have its wicked way with them, or does it actually become a happier ending? That cat wanted to play with it like a tennis ball. Will he be able to or not? Okay, thank you, Year 3.